that you'll never break. That risk they say don't ever take. That feeling that keeps you awake. You can't let it go. No, you can't let it go. That voice keeps screaming in your head.
Different meditation techniques or reasons to meditate.
Because they had toxins back then. They were cleaning the system out during the days of the pharaohs, okay?
Recognize each other's uniqueness at each, because God has a plan for both of you.
And I can have a baby and I can raise a child without you. That's kind of a shot at the male spirit.
Well, hello and welcome to the I Am That Woman Movement and Retreat Conversation Series. It's Friday. It's the first Friday in May. Can you believe it? We are just trucking right on down through this year. I pray that this Friday and this conversation series meets you having a very blessed week and a very blessed day. It's a little rainy and cold here in Chicago, but nonetheless, we are still blessed. So welcome to the I Am That Woman Movement and Retreat show. I'm excited about today's show because I have one of the best life coaches that there is out there, Coach Mo. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Coach Mo before we start our show. But you all know I always got to tell you about why we do what we do. So the I Am That Woman Movement and Retreat is all about self-care. It's about your self-care. It's about helping high-achieving African-American women to take care of yourselves, mind, body, and spirit. So many times we are given out to others. So many times we are always, given to our communities, given to our families, given to, all of everybody else but us. So today we're going to be talking about it's never too late to reset. This is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we all need to be aware of our mental health, not just, talking about, our mental health and wellness as far as if you have a mental health disability, but even like where your mind at. I'll never forget a client of mine was going on vacation, and I asked her, I was like, so what you gonna do? She was like, girl, I'm gonna go get my mind right. So I said, that's right. Sometimes we just need to slow down, sit down, reset, relax. That's what you should do in October 26th through the 30th at the I Am That Woman Movement and Retreat. It is going to be at the Hilton Marco Island. We'll be telling you more about that during our commercial break. But again, I'm super excited about today's show, and I don't want to delay it any longer. I am going to introduce one of my dearest, bestest. I know we're on social media. I know when we connected, we act like we've been friends forever. You know that girlfriend that's in your circle. You know her name. You know what she does. Y'all run across paths. But when me and Coach Mo met the other day on the phone, it's like, girl, where you been? What you been doing? So she said yes to my request of coming on and talking today to you about your mental health and wellness, and it's never too late to reset. So who is Coach Mo? Monique Spence is an innovative growth strategist. She's an entrepreneur. She's a life coach. She is Coach Mo. She's leveraging her business expertise to help her clients by using her own experience, coaching, wisdom, practical knowledge, and strategic vision to transform lives. You know that's what we're all about. We are all about helping you to transform your life. So without further ado, I'm going to bring my girl on. What's up, Coach Mo? How you doing? Oh, I got you on mute.
Oh, there I am. Happy Friday, girl.
Happy Friday. How are you?
I am fantastic. That rain outside ain't bothering me at all. We got all the sunshine going on in the world around here.
That's right. You looking like a ray of sunshine with that love going on in your life. I can see it's just exuding all the way through.
I'm just happy. Every part of my life is doing exactly what I wanted to do. And, sometimes life happens. And I've been an entrepreneur for close to 17 years. So sometimes it don't always be at the same time. So to be at a moment where everything is doing what I wanted to do, girl, it feels so good.
It does feel good. Well, I read a little bit of your introduction from your bio, but Coach Mo, tell us who you are. Tell us more about who Coach Mo, who is Monique Spence.
Well, for the sake of this conversation, I have a long biography, but we'll start with the Queen of Reinvention. So I'm not teaching y'all about a subject that I read about. I have reinvented and reset and reinvented and reset many times, which is actually how I end up being a life coach. So I am your classic Chicago girl, born on the West Side, Whitney Young High School, went off to college thinking that this is it. I went to Florida A&M. I knew I would have, the job that did these things and the internships that led me here and all of those pieces. And then I met a gentleman who said I should be in the music industry. And since I can't sing, I didn't think he understood what he was asking me to do. But he meant the marketing side, the behind the scenes. And he felt like my particular personality would be perfect for really was relationship building was the foundation of my learning. It just happened to be that I had a great expense account to go and do it. So I parlayed that internship with him, left college, went to the music industry and pursued a career, which I did for the next about 10 years. And it was an amazing time in my life, but it gave me the foundation to know that what I intuitively knew as marketing skills were my talent. So I started my first business, a marketing company. I started a t-shirt business. So that's why I tell people, depending on when you meet me, which Mo you met, marketing Mo, t-shirt Mo, radio and media Mo, and then I became Coach Mo. So I have reinvented and moved with the times and continued to reset myself over and over again, which has to happen constantly.
It does. And not just in your life, but in all of our lives. And especially since the pandemic, many people have either had to or just chose to do a reset. So let's talk a little bit about how our reset, even in your transitions, how did that affect your mental health? Because, as a man thinketh, so is he. So as you're going through, like you said, 17 years for you, almost 22 years for me as an entrepreneur, things are never always the same. They are ebb and flow, but you got to keep that mind right. So as this is Mental Health Awareness Month, Mo, how did you stay on track with even in the ebb and flows of keeping your mind healthy?
The biggest thing for me is believing and knowing that it's going to work out. So if it worked out the last time and it worked out the time before that, I cut out a whole lot of the worry time if I just focus on the reality that I know that since it has always worked out, it will work out again. I just don't know the answers. So there's a whole lot of surrender that has to occur and just be okay and learn to find the flow so that you can get in it and stay in it. Will always keep opportunities coming and keep your phone ringing and keep you level headed. But you can't be worried about the past or trying to fix the future while that's happening. Entrepreneuring, living life really is all about being in the now. And you can't fix it from anywhere else. And you can't solve the problem on the level of the problem. So you've got to constantly be tuned into the solutions. I do a whole lot of meditation to stay grounded. And I teach a lot of meditation classes, not just like get together and together, not that. That's nice when you know how to do it at that level, but most people don't. So I really teach the how to let the mind relax so that you can get to a meditative state. And a hodgepodge of other things that have had to come together to keep me okay. The other tool that I will share, since I know you have an audience that is willing to do the work, is this journey for me with every client I ever work with starts with forgiveness. And so one of the biggest ways to get you past your past See what I did there?
Yeah.
Is to forgive and do a lot of release work. So in order to manifest the more, you've got to get rid of and let go of the things that are no longer serving you. And
That
I do
is
a whole lot of all of that.
that's so good and that's so important and that is so true. Our mental health and wellness is it's a lot of that is grounded of course in how we think. And like you said, if we dwell on our past, if we dwell on, all those things, even yesterday, sometimes we can just beat ourselves up about, what happened, yesterday in a client call, what happened in our reviews on our job,
Replaying.
and it's replaying over and over. And how would you suggest that people let go? I love that you teach meditation because we offer meditation and prayer every morning from 5:30 to 6:30. But what's that process, Mo, of letting it go? It seems like it might be one of those things easier said than done. So how do we do it?
For sure, easier said than done. But it is the ultimate work, I believe, with the ultimate reward. For me, walking someone through the importance of how the thing that you're holding on to is making you stuck is sometimes enough to click that light bulb on to say, this might not be easy, but it might be worth dealing with for once and for all. And so for me, the way to know that you have dealt with it and actually forgiven is that you no longer have any emotion around said subject, said person, said situation.
Mm-hmm.
And you should be able to talk about it, talk to it, speak to it. But if any version of you, when you start thinking about it, talking about it, you get a any version that does that, you've not dealt properly. And so it is, and though that I, after 8 going on 9 years of coaching, I have learned to be very surgical with doing this in a way that no one knows they had surgery. So more consider it like the laser approach. I know it happened, but I'm not scarred by getting rid of whatever it was that was harming me.
Mm-hmm. And for some people, it's not easy for them to let go because they do keep allowing it to even be their trajectory, right? So we oftentimes hear people say, the words that were spoken over you, the words that were spoken into you, they can be damaging, but just letting go. I remember a book that one of my therapists gave me was about radical forgiveness. And sometimes you got to, like you said, I'm glad that we have an audience of women and men who are ready to do the work. That's the most important thing. How do you get ready, Coach Mo? How do you really say, you know what, I'm tired of my past, or I'm tired of anything that's not serving my highest good, not allowing me to live my best life? So what's that first step, if there is a first step, to get rid of or break through, that which is holding you back?
First, to recognize that you are stuck. Often we want to keep moving so fast that we don't have to deal with our reality. We don't want to own up to it and take our version of the responsibility, even if our version of responsibility is, I let it affect me more than I should have. I need to adjust. And once you do that and recognize that you are stuck, at that point is when it should now hurt to not deal with it. And when you get to that point that how do they say it? I'm not good at these things that you have to say exactly, but the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of change.
Yeah.
And so when living another year like this, going through another birthday like this, having another summer like this, when you sick of you, that's how you know. When you sick of you, and you know you've just absolutely got to do it different, that's when you're ready to show up. And I've been very fortunate that through my business, really 99, 90, 95% is a spider of referrals of people who have observed drastic and radical difference of my clients in their circle. And they're like, I've known you for a long time.
Something different.
Something's different about you. And that's how they like, Coach Mo.
So you do have to be ready. That's so true. It's kind of like that Fannie Lou Hamer saying, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so noticing that there's something that might be pulling you, or just when you're just tired of being in a position that it's not serving your highest good. I mean, awareness has to be our first, call to action. It's like, okay, like I just don't want to be in this place anymore. What can I do? And I always believe that whatever you ask the universe, whatever you ask God, He's sure enough, it's going to come back to you. It will be answered. But it is also up to you to accept the calling and accept the challenge to, like you said, do the work. So now I know I'm stuck. I'm tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of being depressed. I'm tired of having anxiety. I'm tired of turning to anything that's not serving my highest good. What's next? After I realized that, and I know we talked about our mind, body, and budget being it's never too late to reset. So when I'm ready to flip that light switch on to reset my mind, what do I do next?
So we're going to talk this part about thought transformation, because that is the next key to, once you realize your thoughts are funky, now you need to fix them. And so when we start with our mind, we're starting with our conscious thoughts first, because conscious mind is where ideas are created, but it is very judgmental. And so it is masculine in nature. And so when our conscious mind is making judgments and making decisions, then we have to recognize what it is thinking. Because if it is thinking about what we don't want in this particular category, we are creating exactly that, what we don't want. So you have to learn to kind of volley those thoughts and start to create positive thought associated with the things that you want, and then be very specific.
Okay, I think you're hitting on something, Mo. When you say be very specific about what you do want, that's speaking it into existence. That is saying, that's having a vision. That might be doing a vision board. That might be saying journaling and saying, this is what I do want. This is what I'm calling forth into my life. So I love that thought transformation. One, I know I don't want to be where I am anymore. I'm stuck. I'm sick of being stuck. I'm sick of having Groundhog Day. Every day I'm waking up doing the same thing. And what do they say? The definition of insanity, doing the same thing
over and over again, expecting a different result.
Nothing
girl.
is going to change if you keep doing the same thing. So now I have thought transformation. Now my thoughts are starting to say, okay, I'm not going to talk about what's happened in the past. I'm going to forgive myself. I'm going to forgive that person. I'm going to let go, because I'm sick and tired of them even taking up too much space in my mind. I'm going to transform my thoughts to I am statements, right? I'm part of that meditation process. What do they learn when you teach them about meditation?
How powerful the mind is when it focuses. But we are just often focused on the lack, not the abundance.
Wow.
And so that next step is you step right into act as if you already had it. Because it's about the feeling to conjure it up. And if you can't have the feeling that conjures it up, then you can't have it. And that is why you have to be very specific. Because the specific nature of what it is that you want to create. And though, vision boards, and Oprah made vision boards a big practice, some years back. I love her, but I think that they were designed to sell more O magazines to cut up. But because I have found that Uncle Google actually knows what I really want. So I teach vision board a little bit different. I say, get you a color printer, a good color printer, connect it to Uncle Google. And whatever car that it is that you specifically desire, down to the make, model, color of the outside and the interior, put that car on something that you're going to look at. And you can even do this digitally and make it the screen on your phone or your computer or whatever you're looking at, or make it digitally and then print that thing out. But it is not enough to put, I want an SUV, and put down a picture of a Range Rover if what you really want is an X5. You'll end up with nothing in the universe will work for you but a Range Rover, and you wondering why. We can't just say I want a thing. Now, I told you, girl, I recently fell in love, and so I'm not shy to say that we also have to be very specific about what we want into our partners. Because we can't be talking about, well, I don't want another one that, and I don't want another one that. We've got to be very focused to say, I want the one who does and who will. And the more specific you are, and the more you exude the joy and happiness that it takes to vibrate at the level where your matched desire is,
that's what will come and unfold. I know that's right. Just like a flower that is blooming, like these beautiful flowers behind me.
Yes,
that is what will unfold. And you're right to be specific. I'll never forget my beloved sister Shiree. Hey, Shy, happy Friday. I was walking in the park one day. She was living in St. Croix at the time, and she said, I want a Jeep. And literally, she envisioned her blue Jeep. She named the color. She named the style. I mean, everything. I believe she's a wonderful manifester. And sure enough, when she went to the dealership, and it wasn't about the job she had, it wasn't about the money that she was making at the time. She just believed. And when she went to that dealership, sure enough, exactly what she had in her mind and held in her heart and spirit is exactly what she manifested. And that's happened for her more and more. So I ask her all the time, so what are you working on manifesting now? Because
yes,
when people are telling me what it is that they want, it doesn't mean that our life is a bed of roses. It doesn't mean that we always get exactly what we want. But the more that we, like you said, do that thought transformation and focus on what we do want, the more will come. All right. So we've let go. We've been given. We've done a reset. We've done some transformational thought processes. We have gone to Uncle Google, and we have that literally printed out some very specific things. What happens next?
Well, we kind of take that all together and think about the totality of life that we want. So if there's an ideal job, then we need to start to look at what makes this job ideal. Not just the salary and not just the actual work being done, but what is my life like with this job in it? What's my commute like? Is it a family environment or is it a big corporation? Does everyone know my name? If it's an ideal partner, it's not just, I want him to be 6'2" and tall, dark, and handsome. It's not just that.
Right.
It's, do we travel together? He has a life that's able to do this. He offers this to my balance. What is it that you actually want? And then you look at, so we talked about mind, body, budget. It's think the things that you want and reset in all those areas. So you can reset your thoughts at any time. You can reset your exercise and fitness at any time. You can reset your savings and your financing and your budget at any time to get to creating the life that has the components that you really want most. And if you're shopping to feel good instead of dealing with the things that you need to do to feel good, then that's not the way to be on your way to be financially independent. So you've got to choose. Do I want this temporary satisfaction or this longer term plan? And that longer term plan is going to feel good longer than that quick fix of that thing that you bought that you ain't got no room for no way. We all lived through the pandemic. Stop buying that stuff.
Right. When you couldn't go out and you was cleaning your closets and you had more than enough.
Right.
But every day the doorbell ringing because another box is coming. Oh my goodness.
This week, I didn't even know I pushed the button for that. Dang, I thought I was just looking at that.
Oh, no, it's terrible. We're terrible. So true. So true.
Yeah.
So when we, it's the power of also, like you said, focus. because I think at a certain age, and we all go through our stages in life, whether we're in our 20s and we just want to kick life and enjoy life, we're in our 30s, we're starting to get a little bit of, okay, what does this thing really mean? I need to settle down a little bit. We're in our 40s, we really start looking serious, like how much money do I have? How many more years do I have to retire? Do I have a family yet? You know, and doing that. When we're in our 50s, we're like really now.
Right.
I'm not talking from personal experience.
Right. Yo, that's what you heard.
That's what somebody told me. Right. And so, but all of those stages, like you said, one of the things I think that's really important. And as I walked into church on Sunday and someone, Minister Giles, started speaking into my life, and he started talking about that focus, right? And how focus is so important that we don't get distracted from what it is we want and what we're bringing into our lives through prayer, through meditation, and the power of that. How do we focus to make sure that we also keep that negative energy out, Mo?
Ooh, girl. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't know if everybody going to like this, but stick with me. Don't go away. Sometimes when you are doing this work and you are doing it right, people will vibrate right out of your life. All right. And I'm going to say that if you're doing it really right, somebody done got gone out of your life that brought the negativity that was swarming in your space. And 10 times out of 10, it is somebody that is closest to you that is sucking some of the life out of you. And so that is one surefire way to know that things are shifting and changing and that this work is working, because you are presented with the necessity of the negativity being removed from your life. When you talked about focus, though, I want to paint a slight visual for people to really understand the kind of focus it takes. Because when we think focus, we think we can focus on a lot of things and give a lot of things a little of attention. That actually is not focus. Focus is not a beam of light. Focus is a laser point. That one, that little tiny dot. That is laser focus. And in order to get that thing, that's why I talk about being so specific. So if we were looking at, like our vision board, right? And we were saying, oh, I want to go to Paris, right? That sounds good. We might get on Duolingo. We might start working on our basic French words. This is our way of signaling to the universe, I'm going to Paris, right? Then now old school vision board way, you would have, seen a picture of the Eiffel Tower somewhere. You would have cut it out and you would have put it on your thing with the say world travel. You put a picture of the Eiffel Tower and then you'd say, I know that represents I'm going to Paris. Coach Mo style. So that's beam of light focus, right? You get some light on it. You might get somewhere in the world, maybe, right? They might have Eiffel Tower on the picture behind the bed when you get there. It might be Detroit, though. No offense, but it just world travel, if you ain't specific, might not take you where you want to go. So Coach Mo style focus. What's that? Okay, so now we're going to Paris. So now I'm going to take an old Southwest ticket and I'm going to change the destination but because it's got my name printed on it, I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to not just go get the hotel, the picture of the hotel that I want to stay in, I'm going to print that off. I'm going to get the suite where I want to stay. I'm going to print that off. I'm going to get the restaurants, the picture of the restaurants with the food I'm going to order. I'm going to put that on there. And when I come back, I'm going to take my pictures that I really took and I'm going to set it next to my vision board. And I'm going to show you that I manifested exactly what I wanted to create. It can't be an abstract idea of a thing. It has to be so very specific. Yes, I'm going to eat at more than this place. And yes, I'm going to explore more. Sure. But I am going to specifically call these things into my existence because this is my vision. So that focus for it has to be laser intent.
I love it, Mo. I absolutely love it. My sister said you are preaching, and yes,
Thanks,
you
sister.
are. I love it. To be laser focused,
Laser
to
focused.
know that you know that you know. That's like faith without works is dead.
Yes,
Like
girl.
God can give it to you. He can put it in your heart. But if you just have it in your heart, where's it going?
That's
So
right.
if you are not laser focused on, I know that I know that I know that this is for me. This is where my life is going. This is what I want. And I love that we're talking about resetting. Because, like you said, Mo, it doesn't matter how long it's been. It doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter what stage in life you are at. When you are ready to show up and make that change, it really can be like a light switch. Google is open to all of us every single day, all day long.
Yep.
So when you decide to start doing that research, printing that paperwork, deciding to make that change, that's all you have to do. As this is Mental Health Awareness Month, get your mind laser focused on where you want your life to go, and you'll see change. Give us an example of that. I gave one with my sister. I know you have like a gazillion, but just
Girl, a
give us
gazillion. Well, I mean, you know, when people are happy about a thing, because that becomes the thing that they're always talking about. So I'll just go ahead and be real vulnerable and honest. My best creation to date is finding the love of my life, because it was a very specific kind of, no, it was a very specific one person that I was looking for. Now, we both in this city and somehow never managed to cross paths, but I was looking for my dominant focused concentration was best friend, business partner, husband. Okay. So I knew that I was looking for a partner who I could live life with, do business with, and be with all the time. That was what I was after. I actually, as a specific note, also wanted him to have children, so that I could participate in family life thing, even if I never actually did have children, and I don't have any. And so this was a very specific formula of what I was looking for. So in dating, it made it much easier. I would ask every man I ever dated the same question. If we were to write a book, what would we write a book about? And the answers would vary. Some had no books in them at all. I knew that he wasn't him. And so, but I've learned things from other men that we wouldn't have been writing the best books. I've learned things from them over the years. Some of those books might have been books on overcoming, you know, it was a variety of things. But when Mel and I started dating on our very first outing, he was making a video and he called me his co-author on our very first outing. And so I never had to ask him the question because the book started writing itself that day.
Wow.
And so he does the exact same thing that I do already. He's a coach, author, speaker. And we have been able to pair our natural skills and abilities. He is as outgoing and people friendly as I am. That makes business like not just flawless, but enjoyable.
Yes.
We spend, because we both own our own 24, we spend a lot of time together. This was not a thing I hoped for. This was the thing that I've been manifesting for a very long time. And so I know the what one has to go through and how you must detach from your past. I had one too.
One that's a really good point that you make there. It's something that you have been working on manifesting for a really long time. So our manifestations don't always come overnight, Coach Mo. Is that what you're saying?
It is absolutely true. Sometimes the ones that are, I would argue, the most important for your life and impact of life long term. Some come just like that to prove to you that you can do it, that you can create from nothing to something. But some of those that are the most important to us, we have to continue to grow and tweak what we do want and what we don't want, to know more, to vibrate higher, to really get to that point where the match actually occurs. And that is where the constant maintenance of this work comes in. It isn't just, oh, I went to the retreat, girl. I got my whole life and now I did it. Or I did my vision board in January. I know my dream's coming true. There's so much more.
Yes.
But it is worth, latching on with a professional, whether it's in my red chair, which technically no one actually sits in anymore because all my sessions are virtual. But my sessions are called red chair sessions.
Right.
But to latch on with a professional that can help you fine tune, because until I'm actually talking to my clients and talking to them about the negative connotation of their words and saying things like, I don't want this, I don't want that, until I'm there to actually trigger them hearing it on their own, they don't even know they're saying it.
Right.
They don't even know they're being negative, because the desire and the want is positive and affirmative. But if the words and the thoughts are not in alignment with that, you're going to continue to get the lessons that will continue to stretch you, grow you, until you get you to the right place.
We're going to take a little commercial break for you all to soak that in, because I think y'all need a moment to just soak that in. So I'm going to tell you all about a place that you can come where you can get more teaching, more resources, more information. You all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the I Am That Woman retreat. It's October 26th through the 30th. Mo's already put it on her calendar. She's going to be there, might be on stage. We need to talk about it. She's pouring out some powerful knowledge this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I just need you to know that all it takes is for you to be ready to do the work. You can reset anytime. But we're going to take a little commercial break for us to tell you about the I Am That Woman retreat. We'll be right back. All right, Mo, what you think?
I'm ready to go now. Wait, this me, October. This a few months away. I want to go now. I made sure it's on my calendar though.
Yes, October 26th through the 30th. It is a wonderful, wonderful women's wellness retreat for high achieving women. We spend so much time taking care of everybody else. This is 5 days and 4 nights where we spend time taking care of us. Register today, ladies, before that discount ends June 30th. IamThatWomanRetreat.com. It's well worth it. It is so... We have some amazing speakers. I am still lining them up. We're going to be announcing them soon. And we're also starting this month at the end of the show, going to have some previous attendees on talking about their experience and how powerful it is. So yes, Mo, put it on your calendar. Let's talk about it. Trying to get some sponsors wrapped around this thing. You might be able to help me with that as well. Absolutely. So it is an amazing experience. So right before we went to a commercial break, Mo, you said something so powerful, and that was our focus, and everything doesn't happen overnight. We talked about our laser focus. We talked about just being ready to do that reset. Mm-hmm. And so we talked about our mind. We talked about our body. At any time, you can flip that switch on for your physical health. I know I work out with Valerie Twyler. Y'all know VFit. Valerie Twyler is our fitness guru. This almost 70-year-old woman has a body of probably a 20-something-year-old. She's amazing. 4 days a week. We are working out Monday through Thursday. This is online. This is Zoom, just like nobody gets in your red chair anymore. So we'll be more than happy to share some information. Very reasonable. Valerie is just all about helping women to stay fit. I would show y'all my arms, but I've missed a couple of sessions.
Well, send me that information. I got to get these happy pounds under control.
Absolutely. We will send you that information for Valerie Tyler to be fit. So that's about our body. Let's talk about that budget mode before we wrap up.
Yeah,
so as we are doing that reset, like you said, we have way too much stuff generally. We need to clean it out. We're just doing way too much. How do we reset our budget and our finances?
Well, the first thing that we do actually, and boy, I had a few clients leave up out of here saying very nasty words to me, but take back anything that's got tags on it that you have not used, that you actually can return, that you know, that you really know that you bought because it felt good in that moment, and telling yourself that you could have it was a source of control that you could control. And let go of those things. Other things that you actually can, get value for selling to other people that may have the tag used, but gently used. Get rid of those things and be very conscious about your outgoing monies. I teach my clients to focus on incoming monies and not outgoing monies. What I find that happens in the mental shift in that is that you buy what you want, because we're here to have what we want and not be depriving ourselves as a practice of getting more. That's not exactly manifestation, but to not make unconscious, unnecessary purchases, and to truly focus your budget around having and saving more than is going out. You don't have to be very elaborate in nooks and crannies of budgeting if you are just consciously making sure that you are doing more things to bring more in than you are making frivolous decisions to let it go out. And so that allows you to stop taking and putting your mind on the what you don't have, right? Because every time you buy that thing, you're telling yourself, girl, you know you don't need this, but you're buying it anyway, but it make me feel good. And you having this whole, right? Let that thing go and just say, you know what? I know that I've got bigger goals. And if I'm going to get to Paris, and if I'm going to have the peace of mind that if anything happened, I can cover it. That to me is budgeting. The arc of it is much bigger than your ledger. And do that. Right? Do that. Or at least look at the blues and the reds in your account and see which ones are happening more of. But if your bank is constantly filled with going out, and you don't have enough streams of income coming in, you have to be very particular about what's going out.
We oftentimes are just not taught, even culturally, just how to budget, and then once we start attaining, we think that attainment needs to be in our material possessions, because we somehow equate that to having some type of status, or even, as you were saying earlier about, just loving ourselves and who we are. Oftentimes we think that we need to have so much, especially sometimes when we come from a place of lack. That we think that, we need so much. And so, but when we really separate ourselves from what that feeling of buying really means, and we start saying, you know what, am I buying it because I need it? Am I buying it because I want it? Am I buying it because it's also doing something mentally? Yep. It's therapeutic. Well,
a little shot of endorphin, a little, go for a walk, honey.
That's right. Go for a walk. Go do some community service.
Do something else.
Go give to others.
Yes. I put stuff as a practice of, the biggest thing about me as a coach is I'm very focused on how to practically apply the mental shifts and the transformation components as it's happening. I don't just tell you need to change this. I work with each person on how it's going to change for them. So one of the hacks that I use for myself and has been successful for many other clients is put that thing in the cart, whether in the cart physically and walk around the store. Do you really need it by the time you end? And making a real assessment. which of these things do I actually want to take up out of here? And do the same thing online in your Amazon cart, because there's that button that says save for later. And if you actually need to buy something, save that other stuff for later and go back in a few days and look at it and to see, did you really need it, or did you just see it on Instagram and then you went to Amazon and put it in your cart? Do you need it?
Right.
Do you have room for it?
Right.
And if not, don't make those purchases. But by all means, do give yourself things if you want the things. Do give yourself luxuries if you want the luxuries. If you want somebody to pick your laundry up and do that, do that. If you want somebody to clean your car outside your house, get the mobile service. I'm not saying don't live the life that you want. Do that. But be very conscious about the decisions that you're making, because ultimately they tell the tale of your finances.
That's right. And those finances tell the tale of your life. Because if you're driving more car than what you're living in, there's probably a problem there in how you think where your priorities should be. That's another thing that we do at the retreat, ladies. We talk about our financial wellness, which is so important. That spiritual foundation, I believe, is the foundation of our lives. It's not about religion. It's about your belief system. And so do not allow material possessions to have you to believe that it creates some type of status, that you are more than because of the label that you are carrying around or the shoes. That is not it at all. And that's not being healthy. That's not being mentally healthy. That's not being emotionally healthy. And you really do have to separate yourself from that.
Yeah, so true. So true. Well, I really love this conversation. And, when I do a thing or speak a thing, I sometimes go back and out of coach mode and just regular mode and take a few gems, because the ways that I've been able to be successful is first taking my own advice. Right. So sometimes I listen back to them. So I can't wait to listen back to this conversation. I know we saw some comments come across. Did anyone have any questions?
Absolutely. That was the next thing I was going to ask. And also, how did they get a hold of you, Mo? I see L. Davis has that the red chair is powerful.
Hey.
So you may not be in her physical red chair. Are you taking on clients right now, Mo?
I have a couple of openings in random places in my week. But I've done a lot of work focused with the teachers. And so when I have the schools, I go 8 to 2:30, 3:30 like they do. And I have full days of those. So I don't have as much room as I used to. But I'm Monique Spence in all the things. Monique.Spence in Instagram, Monique Spence on Facebook, and MoniqueSpence.com, of course. I am leading a 21-day meditation journey coming up real soon. If you go to MoniqueSpence.com or even I'mWithCoachMo.com, there's a tab, and it's absolutely free to take this abundance and manifestation journey. We start on Monday, this upcoming Monday. So if you want to sign up for that to join me, I give supplemental meditation tools. And I do all my own socials. So there's no bot answering for me. I am, if it is a response occurring, it is me. And so I do my own socials, and I would love to connect with anybody that's ready to do the work. I do require, though, that you be really ready to change, not the idea of change, or you got some questions about how change might work. I only work with those people who are really ready to see life be different.
That's what Kathleen just said. Be ready to do the work. And L. Davis says we have to be patient with manifestation. And she's absolutely right. Yeah. And I absolutely love what you have shared today. I'm signing up, Mo. I don't think that you could ever have enough. Although Monday is what time is it? What time is
that's the best part. It's self-paced. So I drop the link at night. So when you get up at 3, girl, I can't believe you get up at 3:30 a.m. God bless your whole ministry. But while I'm rolling over and going to the bathroom and you're getting up, if that's the time for you, you just do it. And I give you a different link every day. And then I come in and do some supplemental work to teach more classes.
Awesome. I love it. 5:15 is what time I get up, Mo. 5:30, we are meditating together. We use a book by Dr. Caesar, by Dr. Sheldon Caesar. We talk about meditation. And then from 6 to 6:30, we pray together. And it's been powerful. We've had so many testimonies of people who have either had healing experiences, breakthroughs in their marriages and relationships. And we all know that prayer changes things. And like, I love the thing that I'm taking back, the nugget that you shared was about that laser focus, Mo. I love that laser focus, not being general, not saying, oh, I kind of maybe want to do this, but being laser focused on what it is that you want to bring in. And that includes healing. That's emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, whatever that laser focus is. I know I'm gonna share this before I let you go. At the beginning of this year, the end of last year, I kept saying, I just want to read God's word more. I just want to just be in the word more. And I was like, just my time, I literally start at 5:15 and probably don't end until sometimes 10 o'clock. Me and you was talking the other night and I hadn't eaten all day. So you was like, Twyler.
And I will fuss.
Coach Mo got on me, y'all. So I didn't check another email. I literally walked away from my computer, went and got something to eat and went to bed. I think I was in bed by 8 p.m. that night.
I did my job. My work here is done.
You did your job. But I will say that it was so funny that now an app comes up on my phone. I don't even know if I downloaded it. I don't think so. But I'm constantly seeing scriptures on my phone. And they will just be like 1 minute just to read through. And then I'll hear this little bell, almost like a church bell. I know I didn't download it, but all that we ask for, I mean, even biblically, if you abide in me and I abide in you, you can ask what you will and it shall be given. And I love that our minds and the power of our minds to do a reset. Just to do a reset. So choose today. Mo, what's your last words, Coach Mo? What you want to share as you go out?
Just do it. Get started. If you don't start the thing cannot come. Take the action steps, move toward it, act as if you already had it, feel like you already have it. And before you know it, you will have it. And you can touch it and feel it. And I promise you, it feels better to know that it wasn't just a miracle that occurred, but instead it was your desire that became manifest in your life. And you will be like on a high to catch more of those. When you manifest something, there is no greater feeling than having more of that thing.
I love it. You're right. When you manifest something, there is no greater feeling than to know that, wow, I asked for this. And it can be big and it can be small. And so, but that's the power of the mind. And that is the power of Coach Mo today. I hope you all have enjoyed her. She's been absolutely fabulous. You will be back. We'll see you again. We need to do some things. I look forward to following you for 21 days. It starts on Monday. And it's for 21 days.
Yep. I'm with CoachMo.com to sign up. Click the May 21 day abundance journey. And this evening and over the weekend, I'll be sending out the invitations to do that. And also if you do I'm with Coach Mo, no www. So just the I'm with CoachMo.com will get you there, or hit me up on socials and I'll get you a link. But it's going to be a really good journey. I've got some great things in the works and I'm ready to pour all I got into everybody that wants it, honey.
I want to come. I'm ready to do the work. I'm going to show up and I am going to tell you guys, what happened with me. So in 21 days, Mo, if you got time on your schedule, I'm going to have you back because I'm going to be determined to do it. And I hope Diamante, my project coordinator, my creative director who's doing all of the moving behind the scenes, I hope he will join you too. And
he already signed up, actually.
Oh, didn't even tell me about it. Okay. All right. Try to get it.
He signed up already. You sure did.
Well, I'm excited. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Elle Davis, for those words and for sharing that site. I appreciate you. And she know I'll fuss, but I also will have a good time. So I'm the fusser and the fun all together.
All together. Don't go anywhere, Mo. We'll be right back. I just want to talk to you backstage. We just got to make a few announcements. I hope you guys enjoyed Coach Mo. I know I did. I learned so much today. Thank you, Kathleen Blade Owens. Kathleen, who's on the board of the I Am That Woman movement. She's the one who said, she's the one who schedules all of our speakers and suggested Coach Mo. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's my girl. And so definitely wanted her to be here. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Kathleen, L, Shy. I think I saw some other names. Henri. Hey, Henri. So good to see you. Hey, Tanya, Dorothy. So glad that you guys joined. Tamika, I love you too. Shauna Russell, you my girl. I'm so glad that you were here today. And all the others, if I missed anybody, I apologize. But thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys supporting the I Am That Woman movement and retreat. You know what we're all about, helping pouring into you with resources, information, and events. Again, I will say it every Monday through Friday. Join us for prayer meditation. It's the best way to start your day. It is the absolute best way to make sure that you grow and that you go spiritually. If you have a great spiritual foundation, you definitely know that that will help you to manifest those things that you want in your life. So I'm going to show you here. It is 605-313-5104 is the access code. I'm sorry, 345235 # is the access code. I think Diamante's having some technical difficulties. And so it's just a conference call every Monday through Friday, 5:30 to 6:30. Join us. It is powerful. Also, put it on your calendar. June 25th, we're having our first annual golf outing. Come on out, ladies. Come on out, guys. It's a day. Golfing is a wonderful way, not only to get exercise, but also to relax your mind. And so Sharifa and Allie, who both are coordinating our golf outing, they're going to be having more about that. You can check that out on our social media, June 25th. All right. I've been talking all day, y'all, driving meetings. So I hope you have enjoyed today's show with Coach Mo. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. And Coach Mo, it sounds like with your new love, you might have some kids around. So happy Mother's Day to you. So many of us are mothers in so many forms, whether we have birthed them, have godmothers, or whether we have little four-legged ones like me running around. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Love you. I love my mother from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for making me the prayer woman that I am. Thank you for pouring into not only me, but your other 10 kids, all of your great grandkids and great and grandkids, because you have a slew of them. So Mama Jenkins, thank you for being the wonderful mother that you are. And she's coming to the retreat, y'all. Mama is coming back to the retreat. So come and meet my mother. All right, that's the end of today's show. Pray for me, y'all. Got a big conference Monday and Tuesday for the Chicago Minority Supplier Development Council. So pray that all goes well. You know, I've been doing this 20 years, so it already is. Just pray my strength and safe travels as I travel to see my mother over the weekend. I'll see you all next week. Hopefully, I'll hear you on the prayer line on Monday. Have a good one. Bye-bye.